Hi, everybody, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terrence Gardino. The week begins on Monday, April the 12th. And overall, this is going to be an active astrological week, but mostly positive. Let's start with Monday. The moon is in Aries, fiery, energetic, ambitious Aries. But the moon is void of course until 10:44 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. When the moon is void of course, it doesn't have a lot of energy to initiate and follow through with new projects. But you can hit the ground running Monday morning with your work, but just continue doing what you had been doing. Just stay with the routine. Don't start anything important new until the moon goes into Taurus, 10:44 a.m. Pacific time. Taurus is more steady, calming. It's also the moon sets the public tone, and Taurus is about achieving your material goals. Now, the moon is not going to be making any aspects to other planets. So overall, as the moon goes into Taurus on Monday, the overall energy is calm. Tuesday, however, from about 6 a.m. to noonish Pacific Daylight Time, the moon is going to be crossing over unstable, unpredictable Uranus and then opposing, limiting, contracting Saturn. That could be a very rough period. A lot of stress and tensions. You wouldn't want to go on a job interview. You wouldn't be wanting to have any important meetings until after like 12 noon Pacific time. But the whole day, the sun is going to be shining very favorably on assertive, ambitious Mars. That sun Mars can really stimulate you to take chances, to be aggressive, to go for it. It's just that 6 to 12 p.m. Pacific time, if you're pushing too hard, if you're too impatient, it could be 2 steps forwards and 3 steps backwards, causing you to be really frustrated. So wait until after noon, after the noon hour, and then for the rest of the day, because the moon continues in stabilizing Taurus, and the sun is putting its spotlight on assertive, ambitious Mars. So a lot can be accomplished later in the day. The beginning of the day, it's too much ups and downs. Wednesday, as the moon continues in steady, calming Taurus, Venus is that planet that is associated with Taurus. But Venus is the planet of relationships. It's the planet that rules over art and beauty. Venus is that planet of desire. Venus moves into Taurus on Wednesday for several weeks. This is a very sensual time, very good for relationships and making money. Thursday, the moon goes into Gemini. It's not making any other aspects through the rest of the day, but Gemini has our minds brainstorming ideas, wanting to correspond. It's a mentally stimulating time, often just stimulating lots of conversations. But the sun is going to be shining its light favorably on Jupiter. A Sun-Jupiter day, all things Jupiter are enhanced. Traveling, publishing, schooling, even if you're dealing with having to have work with an attorney, with the legal system, because Jupiter can represent the legal system, this would be a lucky day. But for the most part, this brings more enthusiasm, more positive energy for publishing, for education, teaching, traveling. On Friday, the Mars, ambitious, assertive Mars, will be very favorable to Jupiter. Now, that's going to be more later in the day on Friday, Pacific Standard Time, going into the morning of Saturday. But Mars, think of Mars as ambitious work projects in harmony with expansive, lucky Jupiter. This could be when you are by later Friday into Saturday, attracting some work job projects that are very fortunate, or you could be having some successful results with any work projects. Earlier in the day, the Sun is going to be aspecting Pluto. So that is so with all that from Thursday, Sun with the Jupiter, Friday, Mars to the Jupiter, there's a lot of very favorable growth, lots of favorable opportunity. In the middle of all that, the Sun, Pluto, is very favorable for overhauling and making a lot of changes. So this could be good for cleaning out the closets, letting go of old work projects so you can start beginning with new. It could be this realization and feeling optimistic with Jupiter that it's time to let go of some project and give birth and commit to new projects. Saturday, Mercury, decision-making, communication, negotiating Mercury will be in harmony with expansive Jupiter and assertive Mars. So this Thursday, the Sun with Jupiter, Friday, Mars with Jupiter, and then Saturday, the negotiating Mercury, good with Jupiter. As I said, this is going to be overall a very favorable week with all things Jupiter. Jupiter brings optimism, a certain amount of luck, lots of opportunities, and however you are expanding mentally through education, physically by traveling. Now, the moon had been in Gemini that Thursday, Friday, early Saturday. So a lot of restlessness, ideas, jumping from meeting to meeting. But come 12:26 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, the moon enters into Cancer through Sunday. Cancer is more emotional, more sensitive, can be a bit moody. But as we go into Sunday, with the moon continuing in Cancer, but Cancer can be very nurturing. Cancer rules the home and mother. But now discerning, negotiating Mercury on Sunday is going to be aligned with the Sun. So Sunday continues. It starts on Saturday with Mercury excellent with Jupiter and Mars. Then on Sunday, Mercury is being highlighted by the Sun. Lots of negotiations, meetings, decisions, brainstorming. A lot of exciting new ideas. So before I sign off, I want to remind you I'm available for a one-question offer for a nominal fee. To request it, go to the homepage, astrologyanswers.com, and at the top of the page, you'll see a tab that's labeled Advisors. Click on that, scroll down to me, and you can order your question for me. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, be safe and well.